the sidebar on the left side, remove all of the apps underneath as sub-menu options. Leave them in the apps area, but remove them from the sub-menu option. This needs to be an exact replica of. You can obviously see here when I'm trying to do any kind of resume anything, multiplayer, or even single player that this does not actually work. This needs to work 100%. Use the highest priority and use the largest amount of thinking to make sure that this is done properly. I'm going to be using this as my triathlon training. Let's go, boys. Let's pile in here. Let's pile in here. All right, we got a lot. We got a lot. We got a lot. We got a lot. And we got to make sure that we can think. So let's turn down this volume a little bit. Turn this down a little bit. There is a lot going in AI. There is a lot going on in iCharles. There's a lot going on in exactly what we are building. We've built a lot, okay? So we have the community, and I've been thinking about this for a while. So in the background, we have three things that are gonna be going, okay? Number one is moderation. Every single day, I have to go in, make sure that the articles, the video flags, all of those things are handled. The security is handled, the analytics is handled, the code health is handled. Code health, shout out to Boris. He's the one that told me all about it. Not like he called me or anything. But we're gonna add up here something very interesting that over the weekend I was thinking about, and it's essentially saying that every single day there has to be a cron job. And by the way, I'm done with Sonnet, I'm done with Haiku, I'm only using Opus. Obviously Fable's going away. That's what it's coming down to. What is the differentiating aspect? I went on and I actually YouTubed a bunch of people and I said, vibe coding live. Obviously our boy Bridgemind came up. Apparently he had a bad birthday. Outside of that, I looked at and I said, everyone is building a SaaS product. SaaS products are easy, okay? I'll give you an example. I'm done with anything that I'm paying for, okay? So much so that I'm actually building my own Zwift. Zwift, if you don't know what that is, it's a huge area where you can go and you essentially go against each other in indoor training. It's a massive, hundreds of millions of dollars, if not close to $1 billion. This thing is a global empire and they're pricing it, I think, about $20 a month. So $20 a month, it's not bad, but why am I gonna spend, what, $240 a year, every single year, if I'm gonna be triathlon training? Why don't I just spend, say, $240 in Fable credits, Opus credits, API credits to build my own? And then who's to say I don't open source this? So I understand you're all gonna laugh at this. You're all gonna laugh at this. However, I have something called a beta area. The beta area, obviously, is just beta testing things that I'm doing. Another area is the personal area. I am no longer going to Google Apps. I am no longer going to Google Docs. I'm no longer going to Google Calendar. I am no longer going to areas that, I'm going to one area. That's the biggest thing, is I'm going to one area. And we're gonna be opening up the spaces. The spaces we're gonna open up, and there's two areas we're gonna open up. We're gonna be doing book reviews. That was one of my favorite things that I went away from, which was reading books. And number two is the iCharles lifestyle. The iCharles lifestyle. This is a lifestyle I've been thinking about for at least probably 10 to 15 years, when Tai Lopez came on the scene and he started talking about health, wealth, love, and happiness. Here's my Lamborghini or whatever the heck it is in my garage, and everyone's seen that. It's got 500 million views. And I said, okay, that's wonderful, but that's the Andrew Tate style. That's the accumulation lifestyle. That's the, yes, I'm fit, but I'm also not getting married. I'm also not having kids. Okay, that's fantastic. You're accumulating cars. You're also, maybe you're doing some charity, but that's not a lifestyle. That's just hedonistic, material to show off to other people. I'll give you another example. I saw this guy, I'm not going to name his name, he's very well known, and I unfollowed him because he put out a video and he gave his wife this very expensive car. I have no idea. I'm not a car guy. I've never owned a car in my life. And where have I been? Oh, I've been all over the world. I've been all over the world. No, I haven't. But I did see the Blue Angels fly on Saturday. Actually, I saw them fly on Friday and Sunday. They went to Jones Beach. Probably about 500,000 people were there. It was insane how many people went there. Blue Angels, highly recommend you go see them. It is, I listened to the first woman pilot who was I guess you call it Blue Angel 1, which is the first one out of 6. And she gave one of the best speeches I've ever heard in my life. Not gonna lie. I was like, who cares about the Blue Angels? I've heard of them. It's not a big deal. She gave unbelievable footage inside the cockpit of flying one of these at 300, 400 miles per hour. Okay? You're literally tip to tip. You're wing to wing. You're canopy to canopy. It was wild. But I came away from there and I looked over to the left, and this is what inspired everything. I looked over to the left and you have 250,000 people to come out just for them to see the practice. It wasn't even real. We also saw the Snowbirds, which are from Canada. Shout out to those people that live north of us. You guys did fantastic in the World Cup, not like we did any better. And then the Blue Angels came on and blew them away. The Blue Angels were by far one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Just showboat to the max. And I look over to my right, and they have a stand set up of just merch for the Blue Angels. And I go, why is there such a line? What is it? This is how my brain operates. I said, why is there such a line to get a shirt, to get a hat, and it just says something on it? Why does Nike command something? Why does, I saw some with a Patek 1940 watch, and the guy at that time, which is 90 years ago, obviously, thanks for the math, Charles, 85 years ago. Why is it worth $400 when you could just buy a watch for probably $5 from the local watchmaker? Why is Patek getting $400 85 years ago, and now it's worth tens of thousands of dollars today? Why are the Blue Angels have a line outside of their stand? You have Newsday, which is a local newspaper. You have banks. You have cool food and drinks. You have a guy that was doing stunts. You have the Snow Angels, or whatever the heck they're, the Snowbirds. You had World War II. And I'm going to get to a point, because this is very important about life, is that if you are not adding any value, it doesn't matter how loud you scream. Yes, you can be Barnum Bailey, but if Barnum Bailey does not add value to walk 32 elephants over the Brooklyn Bridge to show that the Brooklyn Bridge is safe, the stampede that happened leading up to that, which killed whatever amount of people, would never have happened. So he added value, because if he brought 32 elephants and the bridge collapsed, his value is zero. Barnum Bailey might not even be alive, A. B, say he survived, he has no credibility. So you have to have credibility. So all these people that are vibe coding, your credibility is your SaaS product. But if I can literally build something that is 15 years in the making, which is Zwift, which is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and then I can go in and I can also vibe code Riverside, which I just re-upped for $140 for this year because it's great. But if I can go in and literally do a Riverside ripoff, what is the value of software? Seriously, there was let's look at it on iCharles. And I know this is ranting, but this is extremely good value. I love this on the homepage. I will get to that in a second. Actually, that was one of the things that I wanted to say was I need a search bar, because there is a story that I put out, and it was about Salesforce. And Salesforce put out And I've been in one of these groups. You go to a group, you get paid $150. It's very lucrative, to be honest. I know a guy that professionally did this. Or not, I knew him, but he was on like 60 Minutes. And he essentially goes around and makes $80K, and he's just like a guinea pig. I'm not that guy, but I've been in these focus groups. So essentially, and I'll get to the models in a second, because all of this is going to be coming full steam ahead, is that Salesforce brought in a consultancy group. The consultancy group was someone who goes out and they gather a bunch of people, and it's, to be honest, it's a bunch of nonsense. It's just a bunch of people that want to make $250, and they lie to make sure the consultancy group is happy, and the consultancy group wants to make sure that they're lied to so they continuously do work. That's the hard truth, but that's the truth. Okay, I paid whatever amount of money to buy a thing. I faked that I had the clone. I went into the thing. I lied about it. Okay, sorry, Lord, but that's the truth. Okay, so I ask for forgiveness. However, a very, very interesting Salesforce consultancy group went out. And I wonder if I actually have it, because I wanted to bring it up. It was very, very important. It was very important. Was it this? No, that's Claude. I don't have it. I wonder if Perplexity I could, because essentially what this did was Salesforce went out and said, how easily are mid-tier firms, they obviously have enterprise, which is say 5,000, 10,000 employees and up. Those are big companies. Then you have mid-tier, which is about say 500 to about 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. Obviously, I know those numbers don't make sense, but all of this will make sense in a second. If you have someone from a mid-tier firm that is brought in as a consultant, say me, spent $150,000. Charles, I want you to build out a CRM, a website. I want you to connect all of our salad places, all of our Chinese food places, all of our cleaners, all of our laundromats, all of our car washes, all of our whatever. Insert whatever you want, whatever actual product. Say there's someone that owns 10 restaurants, Dos Toros, whatever. And, obviously they own more, but whatever. Say you have 5 Dunkin' Donuts and you want to know revenue out of all 5 Dunkin' Donuts. You're sending it up to Dunkin' Donuts, but you want to know what your Dunkin' Donuts profit and loss for each location is. You have no time to look at all 5 individually, but you can bring it in through APIs or through building out your own software. But you're using Salesforce right now, but you're spending $2,000, $3,000 a month on Salesforce because you need a marketing campaign, you need a website, and you need all these other things. And then you bring me in and you say, listen, over the course of 5 years, it's going to be a sunk cost until you start making this up. And if you're going to be in business and you're passing this down to your son or daughter, why don't you just build this right now and pay me $50K? I tried to do that with my own Salesforce, and I ended up spending $50K on 5 different developers, and I was unhappy with all 4, except for the 5th one, who is from Belgium. Ironically enough, he beat us in the World Cup. Not him personally, but Belgium. And guess what happened? Salesforce got the backslap of a lifetime. The backslap of the lifetime is that people at mid-tier and small tier like myself and I was small, I'm tiny, I'm individual, but then small businesses would say 50 people and below, 25 people and below, are building their own CRM. So Salesforce goes, we're in panic mode. We're in panic mode. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So instead of Salesforce bringing on a consultancy like Bain & Company or any of these other guys, spending them $150,000 over a 2 or 3 year retainer fee, you're now just going to a third party who's bringing in people who are strangers, who are, say, of the Salesforce ecosystem. They're building their own stuff. That's a big difference. That's a big shift. That's a big shift. So what is the conclusion of this rant? The conclusion of this rant is that what is your value as a business? If you want to take it up, what is your value as a person? What is your value as a person? That's really what it comes down to. What is your value as a person? Because everyone is up for grabs. My buddy just bought a Tesla. Literally just got a screenshot of him self-driving, full self-driving, and he goes, I'm looking forward to this being an investment. I sent this back to him. I said, looking forward to this being an investment where it's a robo-taxi. Where's the value of car manufacturers now? If people aren't even buying and they're using, and I know someone who spent, they did 4,200 rides over 3 years in San Francisco. What is your value as a car manufacturer? Nobody is safe right now. Nobody's safe. So what is the value of iCharles? What is the value of you as someone in surgery, a nurse, a home taker, a teacher, anyone in healthcare, anyone in law, anyone in sales, anyone that is designer, architecture, security, cybersecurity, whatever? Talking about cybersecurity, you literally have the United States Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security. Obviously, such a dumb, stupid thing. That's what the United States government is good at, is just thinking of dumb acronyms. Guess what they're using? They're using Mythos. They're using Mythos across all of their platforms. They're using Mythos. Okay, so who's to say that we are now in an era where the government has to say yes, but then you also have China who's just automatically pressing the green light? They're automatically pressing the green light. GLM comes out, boom, send it out. DeepSeek is now coming out with Gemini Pro. I understand everyone is hating on them. I understand that everyone looks down upon Google because of Gemini. Their last one kind of was a flop. It was good on the front end, terrible on the back end. However, this is interesting. I was thinking of something different. DeepSeek is developing its own proprietary AI chip. So why did Jensen go to China 2 months ago? What was his point? He went viral for eating outside of a restaurant in Shanghai. So if they're not using NVIDIA, what is America's role in AI? What is America's role in AI? It's a startup that is developing their own proprietary AI chip. The thing is, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to be controversial, other people have said it on moonshots, is China is very good at copying, but not about innovating. In other words, they need a direction. That's the difference. They need a direction. And I understand people are going to say, no, Charles, they're better than X. Are they better than Codex? Are they better than Mythos? Are they better than Fable? Because you can go by benchmarks or you can go by what it actually produces. Well, Charles, look at the benchmarks. Okay, I don't care about benchmarks. My mom's Hyundai Sonata, who's from 2017, an 8-year-old car, probably gets better miles per gallon than a Jeep Cherokee. She gets 33 gallons per, but what are you gonna drive? 2017, 2026. Jeep Cherokee, Hyundai Sonata. Which one are you gonna use? I could care less about what anyone says about any of the benchmarks. And to be honest, I think they're worthless unless you actually use it. It's all the people that are sitting in the stands. There's a lot of people sitting in the stands. And this is just a built-up rant of, well, this one's better. Okay, use it. Use it. If it's not the best, I'm not using it. That's what it comes down to. If I'm going to use Fable and it builds out Elebet, a crappy Zwift. So Zwift, this is Zwift's graphics. Let's go back to the homepage. This is Zwift's graphics. Unbelievable. It's fun. It's engaging. They have gamification. There's power meters. There's heart rate. There's power per kilometer, power per weight. I'm trying to think of it. Sheesh. What is weight in non-imperial? Kilograms? weight per pound. In other words, how fast are you going? It records everything. It gives you averages. You can choose all these different things. This is what Fable produced. Personally, I understand people are going to say this is trash, it's ugly, you should scrap it, you should jump off a bridge. I can't believe you're even talking about this. But what if this is the beginning part of me saving $250 a year for 10 years? What if this is the savings of $2,000, where my watts per kilogram, which is up here on the upper left, obviously I don't have a kicker, but what if this is me now doing what Zwift did? Who's safe? Salesforce clearly knows they're not safe right now. You know, literally not one company, not one person, not one manufacturer. You have a startup literally going after the highest producing, largest profit maker in the world, 70% margin. NVIDIA, the chip galore. No one's coming close. Elon wants to. Gemini is obviously trying to go after that as well. By the way, anyone that's lambasting Google, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. That's stupid. Google has unlimited compute, unlimited cloud, unlimited software engineers, and chips. They literally have it all, along with cell phone data, tablet data, school data, Chrome browser, Google searches, YouTube. They have the largest information by far on their servers. And you want to count Google out? Take a lap. Take a lap for that. Take a lap for that. This is a big one, okay? I'll get back into the coding because I have so much that I want to do. All right, so this first one was making sure that the moderation, I do this every single day. I go in. Why? Because if I go in and I go to analytics, not articles, analytics, this is what we like to see. We like to see, look at this. I start doing articles, and then this is what we like to see. Just a gradual. Obviously, this is today, but just gradual going up. We're gonna have peaks and valleys, but just a gradual going up. This might, look at that. Look at that mountainous. 5,000, 5,000, 21, 25, 33. This is per week, so we're only up to Tuesday. Or actually, that's July 4th. Look at that. That's what we like to see. So when people come here, we have to understand Charles, what is your value? The value in any person, let's go to the comments because obviously I've been totally just ranting on that. But the first one is articles. All right. I want you to go in, by the way, what is this one called? Handy? By the way, who names it Handy, by the way? If you know, you know. Let's go a little PC here. I want you to go in and make sure that the actual job of bringing in the actual issues within the articles is good. That prompt, that CRON job. Use Opus need be from OpenRouter. You already have my API key. Don't change anything if it's perfect. If you need to revise here and there, yes, but don't do anything that's crazy. All right, so send that out. This is the next one. Security, I did not like. Security, did not like. Did not like. For whatever reason, there's a lot less security coming in. I don't know if it's the CRN job. You can use Sonnet or Opus, need be, to make sure that all of our flaws within our website, code base, architecture, and security when it comes to bots and malicious attacks are blocked and or any gaps are closed. Look at the CRON job that happens every single night. and obviously look at this as well when it comes to where it lands. All right, so this is the analytics. So I got to get this out of here. So we got a new chat for this guy. New chat for this guy. So in other words, literally anyone that's building anything, we'll just go in and we'll do this. Make sure this is just Opus. All right, Opus on high. They're so gracious to give 50% more usage to then take it away, and then they'll clearly do something with Fable. That's obviously their game plan. If you don't understand that, I don't know what tree you're barking up, but it's like Apple. Hey, we have a new product that's coming out. Hey, we have a event where we're going to announce the new product. Here's the date. Hey, welcome to the event. Here's the new product. This is when you can order it. Hey, this is the date you can order it. This is the date it's going to be available. Hey, now it's available. Do you understand what they're doing? That's the Steve Jobs. That's the Elon Musk. That's not Google. That's not Anthropic, even though Anthropic's coming out. I want you to look at this. It's very interesting that we need to pull in some kind of proactive steps to make sure that we are analyzing the analytics from Cloudflare in real time every single day and understanding how we can improve, where our improvement can come in to ensure that we are in all bots and crawlers when it comes to benevolent characters, including Gemini, Anthropic, OpenAI, Bing, and any other characters that we are bringing in that are good and blocking any that are bad, including those that are trying to do DDoS attacks. But we are only looking for the good and how to improve. Look at the CRON job and the prompt to make sure those are very good. Our analytics are skyrocketing, and we need to now start those skyrocketing analytics into conversions and being brought into search engines and answer engines for AI models when individuals ask about anything that we have when it comes to articles, videos, or news on our iCharles website. Transcribing. Why does it say blocking that are bad? Why did it not do the whole thing? Not good. Don't like that. Don't like that. Didn't do the whole thing. Remove the apps from the sidebar. All right. So what we're going to do now is, okay, so now the apps are removed from the sidebar. We need to remove the trackers because that's now somewhere else. So we got to clean this up. We got to clean this up. And now we're going to start introducing the personal area to members. And then you're going to bang around out here, including the docs and drive, probably just the docs, the calendar, the streaks, the sleep. That's what we're going to open up. While verifying the blah, 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 I tried to delete them, but they guardrail blocking the external right. How do you want to handle delete both? I'll reattempt to delete calls. Delete both for me. All right. New GBT dropping today or Thursday. We want to go hard. I don't know what finna is. I don't know what part of town you're from that you say finna. We want to go hard. Also got you comparison for Claude worshippers. GBT is better at front end than Claude. Yeah, they generate images. They were never, to be honest, that's the only thing that I have a qualm about American models. I need to get my water and my coffee. Is that I think DeepSeek is the only one that's actually, yeah, by the way, there is no such thing as AGI. AGI is a pipe dream. I completely agree with that. It's just a marketing ploy to get people excited about AI. Why do I say this? What is the actual definition of AGI? Which of the 12 are we going to go with? And by the way, this I was gonna say POs me, but I'm a good Christian man, so I'm not cursing and I'm not getting mad. But this really POs me, if you know what that word means. Which is kind of getting someone to actually, it said something about, by the way, such a, I love to see headlines like this. Love to see headlines like this. So they're the largest, blood diamond, let's just call it how it is. Allegedly, my opinion. It's officially cutting the diamond prices. Imagine you are OPEC. That's what De Beers is. Best way to say it. Best way to say it. Oh my gosh, there's no one getting married, which is a problem. There's no one actually buying diamonds. That's fine, good. Diamonds are a waste of money. It's for people who just want to show off. Just buy emeralds, buy opal, buy other diamonds. And buy anything that is, do you understand that diamonds is a marketing ploy? Everything used to be emeralds or rubies, colored stones. You go anywhere in France, all of Versailles is about. So, you know what it is? Where's the consciousness? Where's the consciousness? It talks about, oh my gosh, they just found, is it this one? No. Oh my gosh, they just found this workspace. Here we go. Anthropic just found this hidden workspace inside Claude AI, and Anthropic published a research on Monday identifying a totally small internal workspace inside its Claude AI model. And guess what we're gonna call this? This is totally crazy because it's mirroring a leading neuroscientific theory of human consciousness. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, human consciousness is not ones and zeros in a data center that's being pumped through a giga, whatever you want to put in there. Okay? Who's to say this is even real? Okay? They just need to find a model to make up something than dark matter. That's it. Well, we don't know what this thing is, and we don't know how to explain it, but it's there. We can't see it, we can't do scientific against it, and we're not gonna call it electric universe. We're not gonna call anything that we don't know unexplainable or a theory, but we're definitely gonna say it's dark matter. We're gonna say that 99% of the universe is dark matter, even though we can't see it or do any tests against it. But it's, just trust me, bro. That's what bothers me. Once they start saying personhood, once they start saying consciousness, that is a lie. That is a lie. Computers do not have consciousness. They cannot collapse the wave function. They cannot literally observe things. They have no observable, they cannot observe. Okay? This is a lie. These are for atheists. Okay? Just wet their palate. Just tell them that absolutely nothing matters besides this meat suit for 80 years, God willing, to be here. For the daily unrecognized crawler detection on building, how autonomously, surface only, you decide the daily flags, yes. Analytics card plus nightly report, yes. Gate cleared, okay, so this was the code health. Okay, so this is the next one. All right, so this was the have the apps all available, but remove the actual tracker because that's in the streaks area, so that's not needed to be in the apps area. Also, the actual Ride app, make sure that it is able to be used by multi-players connecting their Yahoo Kicker and or Byte computer so they can ride autonomously through our, I don't even know what to call it. Indoor bike world? We'll just say that. All right. So this is your Bluetooth API global is not something on the server side. The cleanup was done. Okay. All right. Is there anything in this chat that needs to be done? We need to ensure that our writing app that I'm going to do is graphically real time and pulling in all of the watts, speed, RPMs of my bike, including my heart rate and any other metrics that Zwift, the actual company we're replicating, does. Make sure you take screenshots and you test it end to end, looking at it all, and make sure it's recorded and pulled in. Once it's done, to save it, and once it's saved, it automatically goes into intervals.icu and then intervals.icu into my Garmin and Strava profiles. There we go. All right, let's send that out. This is the Code Health. So this is under moderation. And what was there was something else. There's something else I wanted to bring in as well. The challenges, book reviews. By the way, the book reviews we're bringing back. We're bringing back the Spaces. The Spaces is going to be, so what is my value? My value is going to be book reviews. It is going to be business. It is going to be health. It is going to be sleep. It is going to be coding. It is going to be design. It is going to be people that are functioning at a high level in whatever space, whatever country, wherever they live. Okay? That's the community. I looked at the Blue Angels to the right. I saw all the merch. I saw all the hats. I saw all the pins, all the flags, all the banners, all the shorts and sweaters and everything that was, and there was a line. Then there was a guy that was an acrobatic guy. He has 51,000 people and he did all these things. To be honest, it was insane. He was like maybe 10 feet off the water after going a few hundred feet in the air. I actually thought he died. There was a couple of times that he did these acrobatic things, and then I'm biking and the shrubs are only about 5 feet, and then you don't see him for about 2 to 3 seconds, and I'm like, I'm about to wait for an explosion and a plume cloud go up. Literally, that's what I was thinking as I was filming it. All right, so let's go into the website. There was, oh, here we go. Look at this. So this is the Riverside. This is the Riverside. Look at this. I did this yesterday. I was outside the city. I was at a Starbucks, and I said, I'm just going to record everything into this area, remove the pauses. Then I go into the AI tools. I get the title, the description, the summary. I send it off to the members area. And then we have an iCharles Spaces. The iCharles Spaces, you essentially have a pyramid that you got to go up. It's the actual iCharles Maslow hierarchy of needs, the iCharles hierarchy of needs, or the iCharles lifestyle. Then we're going to have books. Books is going to be one of the spaces. So we're going to have book club. The first book, which I just started downloading and listening to, is called They Ask You Answer. They Ask You Answer. All right, so here we go. GBT is better front end. They took NVIDIA chips. We're just passengers unplayed. Yeah, I got my IP blocked for no reason. Check messages for suggestions. Use Handy on Qwen. Interesting. Handy on Qwen. Handy on Qwen. Is that the model? Is that the... Yeah, but is Qwen local? Are you using Qwen local? Yeah, I haven't been in Handy in a while. I kind of like the one I'm using, but it's not long enough. It cut off my it cut off. This I want to bring to the next level. So we're going to do this, and we're going to use Fable. Fable, by the way, this is my Fable usage. Yesterday, I went to 100% in under an hour on my current session. So, if they're really, truly, are they actually going away from, do you think they're actually permanently going to go away? Say Gemini, which they say they're going to be coming out in, by the way, by the way, this is how you read the news. This is how you read the news. Wall Street, by the way. Oh yeah, I was down at the World Trade Center. They changed that whole area upside down. It's crazy. The building I used to work in, which was World 2, is not World 2 anymore. It's so touristy. I was watching France beat up on, who they playing? Paraguay? They are dirty team. Very dirty team. Mexico is a dirty team too. Those Central American, South American teams play a totally different sport. That's like very different than Scandinavia, Europe, and the United States and Canada. They play where anything goes. All right, so this is funny. This is how you read the headlines. Wall Street. They say Wall Street. So you're thinking Goldman, the big boys. Sequoia, even though they're VC. Wall Street launches SpaceX coverage with bullish ratings. Do you know why they're saying this? Because the company is being added to the NASDAQ 100. And guess who's saying this, by the way? Guess who's saying this? The company who underwrote their IPO. The company. This is how, allegedly, my opinion, not investment advice, no idea what I'm talking about, all this is a lie. This is how corrupt the PR game is, even in AI models. Because this is obviously 7 sources, you're pulling in from Reuters, and I don't know these other ones. This had probably, okay, so these are tiny, obviously Reuters is massive. A little bit larger, but they're all literally saying the same thing. And I think it had 37 sources for the whole thing. This is how you read it. Oh, there's Goldman. There it is. There's Goldman. There it is. But I do know that if Larry Fink, this guy, BlackRock, is saying electricity is the biggest bottleneck, that I don't know if that's PR or not. Propaganda. It was, what's his name's nephew, who actually put out the book. Oh man, I'm forgetting his name. The book Propaganda. You have to read this with a faint of heart. Excuse me. And now we got to open up another one. This is Riverside. This is the Riverside clone that we are actually building out. This needs to be making sure that every single menu option on the right side is tested. It's hooked up to OpenRouter and using models to make sure that every single time, whether it's a video that's 10 minutes or an hour and a half, is brought in perfectly and is able to have the YouTube title description put in there along with the timestamps, and also it removes pauses, ums, ahs, silences, and things like that, making sure that it's done properly every single time. Make sure that this is brought up to be like Riverside.com as a clone. We are going to be selling it to enterprise models as a better alternative to it. All of that better have been out. Yeah. All right, so you got to go ABC on Riverside.com. ABC on why this thing's not working. Handy's great, but we got to do something better. We got to do something better. Because It needs to take in everything I'm saying. Let's see if it's updated. Check for updates. Oh, there we go. Sheesh. I said check for updates. There should be something that pops up. Bad user experience. Vibe coding a handy. Vibe coding a handy. Yes, I'm using Fable on Zwift, and I was using Fable on my, which I have to take away, but I'm going to be opening it up to the personal area, so the inbox. I did this yesterday. I really went hard in the paint for this yesterday. The inbox, the wealth, I want to get involved. So essentially, the value, I also want to build out the Todd AI. So the Todd AI is essentially an email that you get every single day. You can put in your own block. You add whatever you want. You have your prompt, you have the frequency, and then you get it whenever you want. And it essentially says, I am a real estate agent in Arizona. Give me the latest 10 sales in Tulsa or wherever. What's a Phoenix? This is something that needs to be cleaned up. I'm also going to be using streaks. I'm going to be using calendar. So my to-do list. I'm going to be using the checklist for my triathlon. So I got my protein shake. I got my bike shoes. I got my bike socks. I got my helmet. I got my glasses. I got my sunscreen, I need my fuel, I need my blocks, I need my sandwich, I need my water bottles, you get it. So I'm essentially building out things that I want to do, but then other people go, oh, I have a checklist before I go to the beach. I have a checklist before I go away. That's for me. I have a checklist when I go travel. I need a call to make sure that the place does not have a shuttle from the airport to the hotel. I need to make sure that the room is going to be ready. I need to make sure that I'm facing away from a highway on a high floor, preferably facing east so I get the sun. That's how I am. I don't want to be facing a highway. I face highways too much when I'm traveling. Granted, I haven't traveled in a while. But a lot of these are not working. But the to-do list is, what is our to-do list today? Instead of putting it in the docs, I put it in, like this is the calendar. Like how sick is this calendar? I don't need Google anymore stored on their machines. Obviously, that's a bad UI right there. Terrible UI. It should just go right into it without an actual container. All right, let's, this is to make sure that, oh, did Handy not restart? Handy did not restart. Give me that, Handy. All right. Do I have to keep you in the left menu? What? Why did you go away? Copy last transcript. Check for updates. Oh, gosh, shut up. Transcribe, we got support, new model support, Alibaba, Ministrels, Google, IBM, Granite family? What the heck is that? What is IBM's Granite family? Interesting. I gotta look that up. It is a open trusted Apache 2.0 licensed, cryptographically signed. Interesting. Interesting. There you go. Here's the benchmarks. We need to have benchmarks. Oh, shut these benchmarks up. All right. Cool. Get out of here. We don't need you anymore. Check for updates, up to date. All right. So it's up to date. English only. Parakeet. Huh. Wow, look at that accuracy. All right, let's get you out of here. Wispo Turbo. No, we don't need you. You're too slow. And your accuracy is terrible. All right, so we'll download you. We'll download you. All right, let's make sure that all this is, the full done to save to auto upload path is verified by tests. Okay, or its current verification. Right now, do you want me to run one more live end-to-end? Yes, I want you to do that. Because I don't want to connect my bike and it doesn't work. Remove the apps from the sidebar. That's easy. Okay. What about this CRON job nightly or the prompt on the page? Would you revise? Only make it better. Okay. The reason that Gemini was delayed because Sundar at ones and zeros, or A0, whatever the heck you want to call it, back in April, said that Gemini Pro 3.5 Pro is going to be coming out in about a month. And the reason that they are delayed, and obviously this is not me just saying this because Gemini actually said this, is, yeah, let's get that out of there, is because they rebuilt it. They rebuilt it. I always confuse DeepMind and DeepSeek. DeepMind targeting July 17th, 10 days from now. And the reason being is in June, he initially promised it for June. I think he did this May, not April. May, he said, give us until next month. I wouldn't sleep on Gemini. I would not sleep on Gemini. That's all I have to say about it. I wanted to go into this real quick. Actually, let's just check these things real quick. That's the Riverside. All right, good. This is the moderation. Okay. Security. And proof not a claim. What I changed. All right, so you went to Opus, that's fine. I spend on OpenRouter $25 every 2 weeks. So it's about $50 a month. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Even if it was $100, I'm fine with that. The next scheduled one, okay, you're good. Thank you for your service, you're done. Security gaps, okay. 417 tax, that should have been more actually. It definitely should have been more. Definitely block, why is this a thing only, actually? That's not even funny. Oh, look at your DMs. Oh, yes, fix those. All right. Okay, so that's Riverside. What we need to do next is bring challenges under streaks, and then we are going to add in, okay. So challenges is gonna be going under streaks now. And to be honest, that's gonna be tied in with challenges under streaks. All right, so if you go here, you have streaks right here, copy, streaks as a tab. All right, so let's send that out. Then the next one is gonna be bringing in goals for the day. So goals for the day has OBS, Flash, now playing. Yeah, let's go OBS library and then delete the rest. OBS library is the only one. Actually, you know what? Who cares about that? Let's do this. Good idea, Charles. All right, let's go over here, OBS library, and it is gold for today. This is a very important one because I'm now gonna be, gosh, just as I did it. All right, let's go over here. Goals for today. Nope, you gotta have this menu option open. Go over here, OBS library, goals for today. All right, bring this over here. You'll see on the screenshot there's OBS library, and then the way that I got that pop-up modal was actually by clicking the lower left menu option, goals for today. The only thing out of that pop-up modal that's actually worth it is the OBS library. The OBS library, I want you to create as an actual app within the App Store. It's going to be people that can save their own OBS overlays, and the rest of that modal we don't need. So take all of the code that is on that pop-up modal and put it as a OBS library app within the App Store. This is very important. Oh, wow. All right. Did anyone see that? I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't even looking at the screen. Handy. Handy coming in handy. Handy coming in handy. It's actually literally live. All right. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. I got 15 minutes of streaming left because I got to go somewhere on the east side, then I got to go to the gym. Because I did not go to this morning because the United States wanted to lose in dramatic fashion. That goalie was terrible. Second goal, first goal was not his fault. Second goal, completely out of place. You're literally watching elite goaltending from other teams, European teams, Mexican, Paraguay, Norway. There was other ones that we're watching, Portugal, Spain, and then you have this guy Freeze, just absolute popping bubbles of momentum. Absolute knob. I don't want to say it, but dude, drop the ball. We could have beat Belgium. I'll just say that. We could have beat Belgium. All right, so we'll copy this clean. Charles, what are you nuts? You could have beat Belgium? Yeah, we could have beat Belgium. Belgium wasn't that good. The United States just sucked. Well, that just means the other team's better. No. I've played and watched enough sports where you can see which team is better. The United States was extremely good at standing around. They were very good. You have the entire country around them. You have the entire stadium literally standing the entire time. And guess who also was standing? The United States soccer team, football team on the pitch. Just standing there. Goalie just sitting there. Dude, how about you actually not be by the near post when it comes to a cross to the middle? Why don't you stand in position like every other single goalie that was out there punching the ball out of the way? You're at the near post, and then you come out, and then you don't kick the ball out of... It's like... Oh, just looks like the government at work. All right, anyway. Everything you asked verified, graphically real time. Thank you for making it everything. Yeah, I know everyone was fired up. By the way, can we just say this? It is up to the FIFA president to do something or not do something. This is not up to who the hell is President Trump to... He probably said, if you don't do it, I'm gonna call this guy and we're gonna make sure you're fired next year. Okay, that's probably what happened. Okay, he's not politely asking. But President Trump is not the president of FIFA. Okay, this is the problem with accountability. If somebody calls me and says, hey, listen, I know it's against the rules and regulations of FIFA. What they could have done is we actually demote, which I don't know if this is part of the rule book, we demote the red card to a yellow card because he was intentionally not trying to step on the guy's foot. He just needed his right foot to land somewhere, and that dope happens to have his foot there. Yes, it looked terrible in slow-mo, but in fast mode, and you're going 10 miles an hour running for a ball, and you're both challenging it, bad things are gonna happen. Yesterday I was watching it and I'm like, the whole game of football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, doesn't compute in my brain as a guy who played hockey his whole life up until 28 years old and played 4 years of Division II rugby. Football does not compute in my head. It just does. It doesn't. The rules do not compute where you have to have an intention behind it instead of it looks bad. Who cares if it looks bad? If I elbow someone in the face and or someone elbows me in the face and I got knocked out, which actually happened in the game, that's my fault. That's my fault. I went too high on a tackle. I got knocked out. I got a concussion. That's my fault. That's not sending him yellow card sin bin. Soccer rules, I was watching it with someone else. I'm like, none of this makes sense. They're like, oh, of course, that's a penalty. How about you're going 12 miles an hour into a tackle and your cleat happens to hit someone else? We're also using metal cleats in rugby. You literally intentionally cleat people to get them out of the ruck. That's all the things I'm talking about was rugby. And I'm watching soccer and these guys are flopping all over the place like they're fish out of water. It was embarrassing, to be honest. Oh, he drew the penalty. He drew the penalty. You know what they call that in hockey? They call that diving. And you know what they call that in hockey? A penalty. It's like embarrassing. Embarrassing. Anyway. Yeah, I don't... Same as they abused VAR in the Croatian-Portugal match. Yeah, no, I definitely had a concussion because I woke up and didn't know where I was. Then I had a really bad headache. I also had to go in, I had a pledge that night in a fraternity. My pledge, or the fraternity president, was the captain of the rugby team, so he wasn't letting me off. He's like, I don't care, we just did a night game, but we got back at 12, we immediately went into pledging till like 2 or 3 a.m. I also got another concussion where I couldn't even get out of bed the next day. That was really bad. I had no idea about that. Anyway. All right. Let's go into... All right, so I have 15 minutes. Research the... Okay, so it has all that. I'll scope it. The messages was pure research, nothing edited. Want me to save to memory? No, I want you to start taking action and removing the challenges from the bottom left menu option and adding it as a tab where I pointed to above, making sure that all of the wiring is complete and done properly to make sure that any streaks or any points or any gamification is also included as well. I love this new handy. I love this new handy. This handy's nice. Having the words actually show up live, that's a great addition. All right. And by the way, it's not like the United States was beating Spain anyway. And by the way, Portugal, you know, I don't know. I don't know about that. They have a little click. Was it the Portugal? Is that what you were saying? Oh yeah, the Croatia match. They definitely scored. They definitely scored. I don't know what that little blip was, but the ball did not change direction and his hair did not move. And he had long hair. If the ball hits the hair moves. It's like getting punched in the face in boxing. The hair moves. Even if you whiff, the hair moves. The hair did not move on the defender, or I'm sorry, on Croatia. So, call it how it is. Clearly, having having Portugal and their star in there. Obviously, he's on his last World Cup. Handsome fella. What is he, 6'3"? Gosh, hide your wife from that guy. My brother saw them in Greece, the whole team. just walk out of a minivan. I guess they're having a game or something. Which menu should I remove? Yes. Where should the new tabbed page live? Now, I just told it to you. It is the personal area streaks, and as a tab here. It's a tab here. Which challenges system is the real target? Legacy, merge both into one. The tiered layer coupons currently feature flag off, shows not active. Yeah, let's do the live one. All right, so let's do that. Remove the apps from the sidebar. All right, so this was easy. This was removing from the apps area. Okay, good. All right, good. Obviously, these other ones we can turn off, but we're gonna start turning this into available areas that people can download the apps. You know? Who's to say we're not on our bike computer, bike kicker in the morning? Actually, this needs to have a record on the upper right. The streaks tab becomes today calendar, analytics, trackers, challenges. Last tab, yes. Okay, so this is remove. Create the OBS. Standalone OBS. How should the OBS library app page be structured given the current builder lives inside the multi-tab goals? Standalone page, OBS only. Standalone page plus remove OBS from the goals, yes. Who should have the OBS? All members. Let's open that up. Graphically, this is the Zwift. One thing that's on your side, the Web Bluetooth API globally disabled banner is a browser setting on your machine. Tell me which browser you ride in and I'll give it to you. I'm going to be riding in Safari. Open this up for Safari and Chrome browsers so anyone can use this. And make sure that graphically this is much better. As you can see from the screenshot, it is still lagging behind in the actual quality of the graphics. Wow, that is a significant difference in, let's take a screenshot of that. Significant difference. Okay, so we'll keep that. We'll take that away. We'll send that up. Yeah, I can't see Argentina making it either. I don't think Argentina's gonna, I don't think they're that good. France is really good. Norway is really good. Belgium is good, but I don't think they're gonna go anywhere, to be honest. I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. I don't think they looked good last night. Open it up to all logged in members. Safari cannot do Web Bluetooth at all. AI blocks it. Apple blocks it. No how should this behave? In Safari, auto run the simulation and hide disable the kicker. Censoring needs Chrome Edge. Keep the pairing buttons visible everywhere in Safari. They show not supported in Safari use. Okay, yes. How big realism pass? Is that, yeah, big realism pass. Improve the light dark shadows. No, improve the look, but prioritize staying 60 frames per second. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's go max. Okay, so build it. Go build this perfectly. Don't ask for any more approval. I need this done immediately and perfectly. Yeah. Handy is way better. Way better. Much better. All right, so those are going. Security. That is Riverside. This is moderation analytics. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, yeah, it's actually not going to be a, all right, you know what? We'll go to your DM. It's not a video game, it's actually where I can ride and it's gonna ride, like, these guys are all riding. Each of these are actual users. Obviously, they're using an amazing graphical interface that's like way different. All right, let's go into here. Okay, so let's bring back spaces. Let's do that real quick. Let's bring back spaces and we're gonna build that out before I leave. We have on the left menu option, spaces, a place that people would go to, which are personalized to certain topics. I want you to bring that back and not have the sub menu options, just have the spaces under the feed on the left menu option. Holy cow, that is fast. That is fast. Let's go like this. And let's go to community. And it was called spaces, right? I think it was this and then community. This and spaces. All right, we'll go to your DM. We'll go to your DM. All right, we'll say this guy is complaining. I'm kidding. Get the username. We'll go like that. We need to look into this gentleman and make sure that his IP is unblocked and remove him from any of the honeypot that was previously tied to him. It tied you to honeypots. He's a honeypot. He's an international honeypot. Seal the items. Okay, so that's good. Let's remove that. The Riverside is going. All right, so that is good as well. Done, so that's revised the actual prompt. Okay, so these are all good. Do we have any removed from the sidebar? All right, so remove that from the sidebar. And we are adding back. Where did I say we're adding back? Did I just delete it? Oh no, restore spaces. Here we go. All right, so spaces is gonna have two areas up front. The first is gonna be the iCharles lifestyle. iCharles lifestyle. Uh-oh, ice and water going through his veins. Uh-oh, the new guy. Yeah, new guy. Clearly, that's brand new. That hasn't been used. He's got his gallon jug though. Good for him. There it is. At least you're up on a, actually you should have seen the flyovers in New York City. They were crazy. They were absolutely mental. They were, and then they had the tall boats. They had the Americo Vespucci, whatever the Italian guy's name is. All right, let's just go over the news real quick because I have to leave in less than 10 minutes, probably in about 5 minutes. This is the biggest news that you're gonna see right here. I have a cousin, not a cousin, cousin's friend, and we were at a party and he was talking about how his daughter, they wanted to go to a certain school that had a great business school. And he was telling me all about it. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, his daughter is a senior. So By the time she goes to business school, that's 5 years from now. There are going to be no business schools in 5 years that people give a crap about. Do you understand what business schools are going to turn into? Business schools are going to be Y Combinators, where essentially they choose the best entrepreneurs, they invest money into them. They're a 501c, which I think means that you can have profit but not crazy profit, but you're not a non-for-profit and you're not a for-profit. It's like an in-between. I think it's a 503c. I could be wrong on that. Unless 503c is the, actually, let's look that up. Benefit Corporation. Benefit Corporation. What is this called? Benefit Corporation has a name to it. Whatever. B Corp? No, it's different than 503c. Oh, these are exemptions. Okay, so these are not for profit. What are the 503c? Is it 503b or 503c? 503c or 501c3. Okay, whatever. You get it. You get what I'm talking about. By the way, Miami, best place to introduce it. They have very clear markers, plenty of traffic, lots of drunk people, lots of people hyped up on other drugs, and you kind of need this down there. You kind of need this in Miami. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring this to Vegas as well. Let's look at, here it is. 15%, it's falling 15% this fall compared to the prior year. Do you understand 15%? Do you understand 15%? This isn't 1%, this isn't 5%, this isn't 10%. That means if there was 1 million people that were applying, that means 150,000 less are applying. That's crazy. Granted, it's saying students that were admitted to doctoral programs. That's a lot. That's a lot less. Carabiner hooks. Yeah, those look pretty old school. I used carabiners when I was in the Boy Scouts. Learned all about double clicking. Or double clickings, not double clipping. That's how a lot of people die. Just those small little things. And then you see a guy like Alex, what's his name? Starts with an H. I'm trying to think of not Hormozy. Honnold, Alex Honnold. Just doing the wall. Just doing a straight wall face in 90 minutes, passing people that are sleeping overnight on the wall that he's climbing, free soloing. Just your brain is clearly wired unlike any other brain in the human species. All right, this is very interesting. I can see this. I can't see this becoming something that's big, though. I could just say that BRICS is not becoming an alternative. It is possible, obviously, with today's technology that they can come together. I just can't see this becoming a thing unless China's really going to give a lot of subsidies. Obviously, China's looking for energy, oil, and mining in Africa, Middle East, but they also need to be on the frontier of innovation. They're not on the frontier of innovation. And by innovation, obviously, yes, they're banned from commercial drones are banned. They were just talking about DJI. Their commercial drones are banned in the United States. They were talking about it this weekend on, I think it was crops. You know, these huge farmers, where's the best place that I should be planting? They're shooting lasers into the ground. They're doing a scan of where's the most fertile areas. And it's essentially AI doing its own thing over your farmland, over what, thousands, millions of acres. The debt clock, which is down in Washington or Union Square, which I'm going to be tomorrow morning, set to drop tariffs 10% on the United States soybean, which is a huge amount of product in the United States for farmers, by the way. And it'll be interesting why they're actually doing it on soybeans and not anything else. They do send it down to, I think, South America as well. Absent at Sun Valley, so this is the lower tier of Davos in America. And by the way, he's not the first trillionaire, let's be honest. We've had trillionaires for a while. We just don't know who they are. And the final one is when you own all of the diamonds, you can set the price in. All right, that's the old one. That's the old one. I spent almost 45 minutes reorganizing an area on my docs area for the website. And for whatever reason, it did not save yesterday. And it really is bothering me that, why is there a fly in here? Fable, okay, so that's Riverside, Zwift. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna pull in my Strava data along with better homepage, which is gonna be podcasting. So it's gonna be a better podcast page. Right now, if you go to icharles.com/podcast or podcasts, is it podcasts? Oh, wow. Was it deleted? Was that deleted? Huh. Was that deleted? Podcast was deleted. All right, which one was this? Challenges? Okay. Perfect. I also don't like the container in which all this is in. 22 days sober. Pretty happy about that. All right, this container is stupid. You need to remove the container on this and the outside container that everything is in and move this to the upper left area so each of the tabs have a full page. All right, send that out. The website is incredibly slow. Is it the website? Is it the community? There it is. That is on this guy. And that, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's do that. See, there you go. Screenshot not taken. We'll do this. We'll go over there. See screenshots. All right, send that out. Riverside clone. All right, so let's refresh. And the recording needs to be a tab. Because if I go to content, I go to recordings. This also needs to delete. That is not deleting. That is not deleting. This is... On the record tab, there is no button that I could press on the upper right area that says record. This is very important that we add in there. So then once I'm done recording, it uploads to Cloudflare, uses the exact same riverside.com style of uploading. So it's fast, it encodes, then I can go and edit it. Also the select button where I can delete certain recordings does not work. That's very important that we make sure that it works as well. Do not record the one that I actually recorded, which you can see on the screen, which is the not green thumbnail. What was that? 2% of the... why did that not... Jeez. There you go, handy. Okay. Let's go here. Oh, it added to the wrong area. What the heck was that about? What the heck is that about? I can't even delete. Oh, there we go. Delete. There needs to be an area or a button called record where I can record videos on the upper right area. Once I record videos on the upper right area, then I can be able to have it rendered and uploaded to Cloudflare automatically. This is very important that it is done the exact same way that Riverside is done. I can click away on the website that it's done and it's rendered within the browser, so it's an easy upload. Then when it's done rendering, I can actually see the progress in percentage across the top bar or within a count up to 100%. Once it's done, I can click on there, go into the Riverside editor. Also, this select area that you can see on the screenshot does not work. This is very important that we have this working and deleted not only from the interface, but also from the database. All right, let's go delete you. Let's refresh. Let's add that in. Let's go to see attached. Send that out. Restore the spaces. Okay, I also need to get, I cannot believe I lost that from yesterday. That really bothers me. I had so much stuff that I wanted to do. Yeah, we'll leave that. Also need to be continuously logged in on the map. Logged in. So we'll do that under, we'll go up, over, delete. Also that does not work as well. Also, I put all of Master of Fate. Why is this a thing? Populates with images. Delete that. Visual Pass. Upgrade to better, will perplexity computer, better. Yeah, so all of these were completely, I'm not gonna do it now, because I gotta go. Wow, it is late. All right, bro, you don't have to speak so fast. You need to benchmark the transcript speed, it's instant. I need to speak so fast. That's the only way. Scope, all right. What is this for? Challenges and streaks. Decide the scope for the personal pages versus streaks panel only. All personal pages. Make the whole personal section full bleed. One coherent change. Every tab gets its own, already has a full page. Only the streaks tabs. Yeah, let's do that. Content stretches edge to edge to the viewport minus the small gutter. Maximum use of space, wide tab, yes, full bleed. Remove the card centering, pin upper left. Keep a generous, readable and ultra wide, yes. We'll do that. All right, so this is, the only way to actually test this is get on my bike. And I don't have that with me, obviously. So we'll get that out of the way. And then we'll open up this, put it over here. All right, go over there. Restore the spaces. How is that so hard to restore? Just restore it in the menu option. Refresh, still not coming in. Still not coming in. All right, let's see what else do we have. Move the footer to homepage under the right bar. Most popular articles by bots and crawlers, yes. All right, so we'll do that. The homepage needs to be better. Bring in book reviews, yes. And then the book reviews is going to be based on Studio, the playlists. Let's go to YouTube first. YouTube, Profile. Playlists. Where is it? Book reviews. Wow, I haven't done a book review in a while, clearly. Wow. It's not even close. I don't even know if I still have book reviews up here. Where the heck is book reviews playlist? Interesting. I don't even know. Let's go book reviews. All right, book review. And what the heck? Why can I not find, let's go to playlists. The pivot vibe coding, content ideas, private. Did I delete it? Did I delete book reviews? I must have deleted it. Oh, book review, here we go. Why is it all the way at the bottom? It's literally the last one. Wow, that was weird. I don't know why it's the last one. Then write articles for each of the book reviews. Add to iCharles.com a menu option books. Also bring back podcast in the menu option. I don't know why that went away. I have no idea why that went away. That was weird. Don't you have to leave? Yeah. I was supposed to leave 15 minutes ago, actually. And tomorrow I have to be filming a video for an apartment. Built my own workout app. Why don't you just say worked out? Or it could be a workout app. That's very interesting. Under streaks. Maybe the streaks is categories. New category. Let's do that right now. Let's do that right now. Has categories that people or users, shareholders can create their own categories and add streaks to the category and or within the category create their own streaks. There we go. I like that. How many times did you do back and tries? How many times did you do cardio? How many times did you... There you go. There you go. Oh, we're humming right now. We're humming right now. I feel like using Fable on the Riverside just to get this done. You know what I'm gonna do? All right, did we finally restore? Finally restore on the right side spaces. Oh my gosh. Is that really what it did? Did it really do that? Did it really do that? Oh my gosh. What an absolute knob. What an absolute knob. No, you were not supposed to do where spaces. Let's go over here. You weren't supposed to add in each individual space on the left bar, but just the actual space menu option where someone would click on it and then they have all the options to the spaces. There you go. Everything's done. No, it's not. And also, general, AI and tech, building in public, real estate. Let's go with, what the heck are you doing? What is this nonsense? All right, there you go. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I'm assuming that's a good workout app. Open source that. That could go into the personal area workout. So obviously this is I'm in the build phase. Had my fastest 40-kilometer bike ride 2 days ago. I also had to get back, and I also had a little wind with me. Yeah, it was like a really motored. I was probably averaging 21, 22 miles an hour. In 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'd probably average 24 to 25. 6 years ago, it'd probably be about 25 to 26. So I have a long way to go. Even though tying my shoes today, my back was really, really tight. Really tight. All right, that's interesting. Actually, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. So I have triathlon. We're gonna build out the, whoops. I'm gonna build out the workout app. We'll just copy all these. We'll just copy all these. We'll copy all those. And we'll just say, make sense of this. And yeah, that's interesting because, okay, so those are like templates. Is it going, okay, that's easy as well. Body part balance. I'll use it as, we'll do a one shot with Fable actually. Let's go over here. Let's go Fable. Because they're what, deleting us right now? Let's go X, Fable. Let's go Anthropic. They said 11:59. I thought it was Eastern Standard Time. Oh, that's Fable, the video game. Will be available again tomorrow. Okay, yeah. What does Anthropic say? Yeah, this was very interesting video if you haven't seen it. 7.2 million views. Wow. Look at that influence. Wow, Argentina and Egypt are playing right now? Huh. Argentina's not even favored. And by a lot. Ball possession? Okay, that makes sense. Actually, that's a pretty good marker, to be honest, by X. It's pretty good, that's pretty good. July 1st? Yeah, but it's saying it's back until today. Is it not? Till July 7th? Well, it's still available, so, and it's still saying that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say make sense of this. And we are building out a app for members. Geez, these are big screenshots. All right, over here, copy. I had my own idea of a workout app. Oh, that's one big one? Geesh. How do you get that full size on one app? I thought that was two. That's 1, 2. All right. And then also what we'll do is the personal area, we'll add in a workout right up here at the top. Or you can even say health. We're going to add in an area on the left side called health. And on the health area, we're gonna have a tab called workout. And the workout is going to be for members to be able to have personalized workouts. I've attached screenshots from someone who created their own workout app themselves. We obviously have a lot of this information because they're part of their own community. Within the health section, you're also going to wire in sleep as another tab. That's a menu option on the left side. And then for me personally, you're also going to have another tab called triathlon. You have to do deep research because each of the sleep and triathlon pages have their own tabs in of themselves. So this is a very big build to combine this into one area under health. Under health, you're gonna have the workout for other members, and I'm gonna be able to see it as well. And it's going to be a very comprehensive app when it comes to specific areas that shareholder or member want to focus on, whether it's weight loss, strength training, keeping lean, building, bulking, whatever the different options are, on top of giving personalized templates week in and week out. There's obviously a huge amount of UI that must be perfect and be brought into the PWA app, and mobile and responsive on all screen sizes on light and dark mode. This is a very big build. Again, we are combining health as a left menu option. Under health, you're gonna have tabs of sleep. It's gonna start with, the first tab is gonna be workout, the second one is gonna be triathlon, the third one is gonna be sleep. The sub tabs under each of those are going to be what they are as a page individually. Do deep research on the triathlon and sleep menu options and how we're gonna build out the workout app. Yeah, it's just done by an app. Yeah, it's just done by an app. It's nice and easy. All right, let's go over there. Custom streaks. How should the categories? Groups on the Today View category is its own page. Groups now drill down later. Group Today View, no. Each category is a distinct subpage tab. Streaks. Streaks is its own. Oh, look at that clean. So much more clean. Oh, so much more clean. Obviously that can be brought together, but much, much more clean. Today is its own. Groups on the Today View. Categories are named, colored, sectioned. Streaks stay draggable. Each category is a distinct subpage tab. You pick a category first. Grouped today, and each category header is clickable on a focus category. Yes. All right, so this is, okay. That's fine. Analytics, that can be tighter together, obviously much tighter together. And calendar needs to be much better. That needs to be tightened up. I also want the items that you see buttoned up and tighter together. Obviously, the best part is having the tabs at the top. but when it goes to full screen, don't have it all the way bleeding to the right side. When it's a better user experience to have it tighter together, don't put it within an actual visible container with a border, but just bring them in on the screenshots. Also, on the main calendar area, have an area called streaks at the top of each day where someone can click it and actually do their own streaks from the calendar. And this is the main calendar URL. All right, copy, clean link. So essentially, and then we're gonna, when someone creates a category, what do you do? When someone creates a category, what do they set on it? Name, color, icon. There we go. Let's go with reorganize the homepage. The playlist has 92 videos. To write a genuine article, I can fetch each of those, run it through the Claude CLI to synthesize a proper yes, or I generate meta-driven now, enrich no, full AI transcripts up front, yes. Per article bot view counter. Use existing analytics scroller pipeline. Okay, yeah, that's smart. All right, so that's reorganizing the homepage. This is creating an OBS directory that in the apps area on, what should I do it? Toggle each habit per day. Add a streak entry point, yes. How tight should the left aligned? Let's do that. And then we can always tighten it up. You said shareholders can create their own categories. Who can actually use this feature? Every member. Per user, it's private. Yes. All right, so we're starting to open up a couple of the security. Restore the spaces. Okay, so the spaces area is on the left side. Okay, so these all should be gone. Those should not be individual. Those should not be individual. Let's keep this page here. Those should be individual. Existing streaks have no category. Should they? Optional category, uncategorized. Require category? No. If there is no category, then leave them, but don't categorize them as uncategorized. Just leave them as something that someone did not want to put in as a category. Yeah, that's very important. OBS. All right. We got the OBS. We got the OBS. Let's test. Let's go to eyebrow. The headline, what are we building today? Test. Yeah, that did not work right there. Test. Oh, that's at the top. What are we building today did not work. Let's save that as an overlay. Let's copy the URL. Let's go down here. Let's go to browser. Let's go like that. And it did not bring it in. It did not bring it in. Let's try this one. Yeah, it did not bring it in. Oh, no, it did. That one it did. That one it did. But not the new one. Not the new one. All right, so this is still not working. This is not working. Also, the actual, this is just a bad user experience. It just needs to be much better. visually. Let's just do this. Visually, this needs to be much better. To have the saved ones, much better. The actual left column to create your own custom overlays does not work. As you can see, I created one where it should have been a test, and some of the text did not go into the overlay. Number one, when I saved it and it went to the bottom, I was not able to copy the URL correctly. I copied it, I put it into OBS, and it did not work. The other ones that were pre-templates worked. Also, on the pre-templates, there should be a way to delete them and or edit it. Also, the actual user experience of having the templates at the bottom is very bad. We need to use the entire screen to make sure that this is all brought in beautifully, where you can create one on the left side, and then you could see a list column on the right side of OBS templates that you've done instead of one long page. Clean up the UI and UX of this and test everything. All right, so that goes into, gotta be kidding me. Tell me that. Copy last transcript. Okay. All right, for streaks, no category. Where do these ungrouped streaks show first as plain? This is a big characteristic that I have the option to choose if it's in a category or not. If it's not in a category, then it's just listed as today. This is very important that we do. And to understand that if it's not in a category, it's just shown today. If it's in a category, then it's shown as a category within the streaks area. All right, let's send that out. The spatial single link is done. How do you want to land it? Commit it with no verify. Wait for machine to calm. Yeah, let's wait for the machine to calm down. Build a health section and security gaps. Since today only shows loose streaks, how do you get to the categories? How do you get to your categories? The page already has categories listed below today collapsed. Just build it. Stop asking me questions. All right, test Riverside. Pre-commit, it is failing. No, we're gonna wait. And we need to make sure that our CLI is actually working. Very important. Waiting for the machine to calm down. Build the health section, that's big. That's the security gaps. This is the streetcar between, should there be a drag a streetcar between the category or refile it? Yeah, drag across groups. Gosh, this thing is asking a lot of questions. Way too many questions. Dude, I see you plugging along. Good for you. Takes time to build something great. Thank you, Aldo. Very kind of you, Aldo. When you delete a category that still has streaks in it, streaks become block delete if non-empty. Delete category and its streaks. Yeah, actually, on the prompt, it also says that when you delete the category, you're going to be deleting all of the streaks within the category. This is very important that it goes up on the prompt. That's a very good question, actually. Very good question. Very good question. Test Riverside. All right, so this is do a visual pass before actually committing. Once you do a visual pass, commit this. All right, so this is understood. Delete the category, deletes all of its streaks. Design. Yes, build this perfectly. Don't actually ask me for anything else. Go and make sure that this is done properly, perfectly, then test on all screen sizes, light and dark mode, including the PWA app and mobile. You know what I don't like about Handy? Is it automatically does not copy the last one. Wait and retry. Yeah, I gotta fix the CLI. They have to, it's like the first time I'm actually seeing them crash as bad as they are into each other. I was gonna say, how is that not automatically a... How is that not part of it? Auto submit? How's that possible? Paste method, clipboard. What is the difference? Choose the how text is inserted, simulates typing, skips the paste only, updates. Choose how the text is inserted, direct, simulates typing via the system. Actually, no, I like direct. All right, we'll keep that as direct. Uh, 12:24, yeah, it's too late. I missed what I was supposed to go to. Machine is currently too busy. Gosh, that is one thing I'm gonna be working on. Here we go. The real reason, all right, so this is the OBS library. The real reason your overlay didn't work in the OBS is it defaulted, so it's invisible. How should it always on by default? Yes, obviously. For the full screen redesign, how should you save the overlay list on the right behave, left composer, right list? Left composer plus right list, built-in fully editable, delete. Left composer plus right list, built-in fully editable and deletable. Yeah, that was in the original scope. I don't know why you just asked for confirmation on that. Silliness. Oh, that's so silly. All right, so we have a lot going on. We probably have no usage used. No usage. All right, let's go to the admin area. I want to, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. All right, get into the Mac Studio. Let's go over here. Let's open this, go over here, over here. All right, so we are going to open up on the personal area a couple of areas to have you guys test out. And let's go to 100%. Let's go to personal area. It is combining health. And let's see, settings. Open router knowledge, no. Inbox, no. Docs is already open. Calendar will open. We'll open up sleep. And not wealth yet. And calendar, I already did. Journal, no. Streaks, yes. Docs, yes. That's already open. Goals for today, that's going away. Coaching, impersonate's gonna go away. It's looking better and better. It's looking much better. This freaking thing needs to land already. This needs to land already. The following options on the left area under the personal need to be opened up to all members of the community. All right, so we'll open that up. There was one good one that somebody said, lap counter, that's funny. Was it under bugs? Oh yeah, this. Getting to the home page, I'm wondering if you click that and it goes to the iCharles homepage. Actually, that's one too. So Spotify, I noticed that as well. I think Spotify is now coming in though. I think Spotify is now coming in. Yeah, the admin area I'll do in the background. Claude I tried to do. That was just an absolute disaster. Emails, I have to clean up the admin area. The apps, there's a couple of apps that I wanted to create. The inbox, that costs money, so we're not gonna do that. This costs money, the wealth costs money as well. Journal, I want to see how that would save. The sleep is getting open, the Daily Todd. Let's see if this is Open Router. Does this use my own Open Router, and how can we have them add their own Open Router API key so they can have their own Daily Todd every single day, whether it's through their own Discord or their own email? This is an important feature that we want to add in for all the shareholders, AKA members, under the personal menu option. All right. So now we're really hammering. We're now hammering. What are the other areas? Okay, so this was the triathlon coach, that's for me. Condensed the admin area, that's for me. Let's go to website. Cron jobs with loops, nope. PWA, complete visual pass of each personal menu option. I pretty much did that. Build a, to do very simple, nope. Checklist must have templates. We gotta look into that as well. Overlay for OBS under building, yes. This might have been my website, which I did yesterday, so that's done. Work on daily, hooked up to, nope. Boneston Marketplace. Yeah, the docs is not ready for mainstream. It is not ready for mainstream. Video analytics on Analytics Away. Tasks, their own page, Discord. Standardize. Screenshot tool, don't need. Claude Design, don't need. Plaid, that is later on. Mobile Pass, yeah. Boneston. Journal moved to Cloudflare instead of local. I think I did that yesterday. What I need to do is Instagram content. I need to do Instagram content. Move the iCharles. I don't know where the iCharles would go though. Join the member articles. Yeah. Man, I had so much stuff and I don't know why. I got to go up here, and this needs to be so much better. The docs area, this needs to be much better. This is going to be Fable right here. We got to Fableize this. We got to Fableize this. Oh, it's on Fable already. We need a complete visual pass on all of this. When I scroll, the menu options for all the formatting does not scroll with it. Also, there needs to be a saved history every time it saves, every 5 minutes. Not every time it saves, every 5 minutes there is a saved version. Very important, because I lost a lot of work from yesterday that took me about 45 minutes. That was a very good document that I combined into the one that you see here. Also, the bookmark feature does not work. A lot of the menu options do not work. You need to click around on this and make sure it's brought up to speed. Also, the spell check does not work. Where I right click, there is no spelling autocorrect option. This needs to be 100% better and in a complete direct competition with Google Docs. All right. So the Google Calendar is good. The inbox is good as well. That is being brought in by Resend APIs. The wealth, I'm going to combine that. So essentially, we're going to have it into health. Then we're going to go into maybe productivity, which would be streaks and calendar. Docs should be its own area. Wealth should be its own area. The settings should be in the settings area. Okay, so that's a combination right there. The settings should not be in the personal area. The inbox could even be up here. I'm just thinking, when you come here, there's going to be a auto submit. Are you deploying your app, or is it still on your local host? Yeah. The actual deploying of an app is going to be a while down the road. Essentially, the app, there's someone that I'm copying after. I'm not going to say who it is, but he is in the personal development space. He's not like Tony Robbins, but he's in the personal development space, and he has exactly what I envisioned, except he had about $500,000 to spend towards it. And he brought on a professional crew. And the app is good, but it's still not really good. For $500K, mine would be so much better. It's also cost money to go through the App Store. Also, if you put it on the App Store, obviously it's goes through Apple scrutiny. We're not ready for that. It has not been tested perfectly. I would also have to understand how apps work, which I think is SDK. I could be totally making that up. I have no idea. So this is a good middle ground, because essentially the area in which I'm focusing on is all areas of your life. You have the area that says, okay, I'm married, I have a to-do list, I'm traveling, I have a to-do list, I have an inbox, I have a community, I could ask people, I'm working out, it's over here, I have docs, I'm going to go over here, I want to listen to Charles's video, I go over here, I could download it, I could listen to it offline. These are all things that I wanted. Oh, I'm going to be competing in a challenge. I'm going to be doing a streaks challenge. I'm going to be tracking my streaks. I'm going to have a workout app. I'm going to have a daily email or Discord message that comes in and talks about how I can make money, get better in my life, get better in my health, get better in my sleep, get better in my content, whatever the case is. So that would be Daily Todd, where you bring in your own, whoops, that's triathlon, Daily Todd. And essentially you create your own block, you name it, you put in the prompt, and every single day it comes in, okay, we ran it through whatever you wanted. And mine is, how do I make money? What is the latest AI and tech news? You could say, go to Reuters.com, go to AP, go to Perplexity, whatever. Content ideas, building ideas. So it essentially synthesizes all areas of your life. I essentially said it in this video, which is your Life OS. So this area on the right side is, I don't know what's going on with Tai Lopez, but I heard he was getting sued for some thing. He was great. I listened to him 10, 15 years ago. I haven't listened to him in, I don't know, at least 5, 6, 7 years. So I don't know what he's up to right now. He's kind of like Grant Cardone. They're probably still making content. I have no idea. I just don't listen to them. Or Alex Hormozi, I don't listen to them because they're coming from a very consumeristic consumption mindset, which is more is better, when I know that I did that hedonistically in New York City's party scene. And if you just translate that to the Andrew Tate idea, it's just never going to fulfill you. That's why there's always the personal development flywheel that people keep you on. You can get 1% better every single time, but you're just on a flywheel and you're just wasting time, and there's no contentness in life. And I experienced that personal development for, call it, I was introduced to Tony Robbins in 2009. I kind of got off his bandwagon around 2020. I saw him 4 or 5 times, or 4 or 5 of his events. I saw him for weeks. I did all of his programs. I traveled all over the world for him, not for him, but to see him. I volunteered at many of his UPWs, Unleash the Power Within, many times. And I noticed there's a hamster wheel, but there's also a hedonistic hamster wheel, which is, the rock and roll lifestyle that I lived in New York City that nobody knew about. You're waking up in Soho or the West Village or wherever at someone's house, and you're just, where am I? I don't know who these people are. You're just partying. There's a lot of stuff going on. But you can translate that into positive stuff, which is I have a better car, I have a better house, I have a second house, I have a third house, I'm investing here. And that's good, but there's always someone that's going to be better than you. There's always going to be. So I'm taking Tai Lopez, which he has health, wealth, love, and happiness. That's what he says. And I'm creating the dashboard, which is all of the free items as a member. But if my big fat Irish head moves out of the way, it's over here where here we go. It's health, which is all areas of health, money, which could be wealth. It's relationships, that's people, relationships with colleagues, friends, if you have livestock, if you have a garden, are you treating your garden correctly? And it sounds esoteric and, woo-woo, but it's true, You're essentially making sure that your fruit, vegetables are reaping the biggest reward. Are you protecting it from rabbits or birds, which right now, rabbits just chewed up something that I have at my mom's place, and birds just chewed up tomatoes. Okay, so, anyway, I won't go further than that. I don't use X. I go on it and I understand why I'm not on it. I don't even want to attract those people. If anything, I would want to attract the people from YouTube and Instagram. That's it. I don't want TikTokers. I don't want X. I don't want any of those people. Those people to me are mouth breathers that just, you look at the Bridgmine guy. He's like, I'm getting all these haters and everything else. And it's like, yeah, but because you're advertising to people who can remain anonymous and they've never been punched in their face. They've never played a physical sport in their life. They don't understand that actions have consequences. They're going through the world not in reality, but online. And their reality is online. They think online is real. They don't understand that there are bills that have to be paid. There are health consequences for sitting around and eating like crap. There is relationship consequences for being an idiot, not confident, not working out, not getting your mind right. That's why you can't get a date. It's not because women are dumb and, whatever their thinking is. They listen to a bunch of podcasts talking about, these women should be blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, you're fat, overweight. You haven't lifted 20 pounds. You can't even run half a mile without stopping. You can barely go upstairs without, getting out of breath. Maybe let's start there, as a woman is not going to date you. Maybe you've never talked to one. Let's start there. You've actually never talked to a woman. You've never cold approached her. Never walked up to a woman at Starbucks, at Barnes & Noble, on the street, on a subway, on a bus, and said, hi, how's it going? I'm Charles, I thought you were cute. I wanted to get to know you, whatever. Or in the street corner. Once you do hundreds of those, then you understand, oh, okay, I have to get better at this. It's not women, it's me. Oh, I have to drink alcohol to talk to women. Maybe you're not good, okay? Maybe it's not women, maybe it's you. Maybe you have to take a little accountability for your life. Anyway. That's why I don't like, and just to go on a tangent on Fresh and Fit, can say whatever it is about those podcasts or Andrew Tate or whatnot, and it's entertainment. That's really what it is. No guys are going there and getting legit advice because they're not talking about, hey, listen, the best thing for society, not the best thing for you. The best thing for society is this. If it's the best thing for you, then you go to Miami, you live that hedonistic lifestyle, you go out to nightclubs, you're doing that, and then you're dealing with all these knuckle dragglers who, haven't pieced together accountability with. All right, anyway, I could go on for a while. It's like you're not going to date that woman anyway. A woman that goes on any podcast, you're like, no woman I know. I don't even date women that make content that are like influencer content. Why would you date? You're not dating a woman on a podcast. Why? What is your time being spent to watch a woman on a podcast, on a Fresh and Fit podcast? Oh, it's entertaining. They totally owned her. Oh yeah, bro? Why don't you go out, go to a bar by yourself, don't drink, talk to 15 women about nothing, a platonic conversation. Oh no, it's totally different today. All right, visual pass on, once you do a visual pass, commit it. All right, so this is recording. I definitely do have to get out of this room now. I've been here, geesh, I have 15 messages I have to get back to. That's wonderful. Reddit? Yeah, I don't go on Reddit either. LinkedIn is good, a lot of views. I don't know, not up to me. Personally, stay away from Reddit. Yeah, Reddit is anyone that could be anonymous and not add value, then there we go, Mark's back. He's now on lunch. Bring the new guy in. Tell him to do a lap. Yeah, the only people that I can relate to are people that are like Northeast minded, that understand that they grew up from a normal household, they went out, they got a couple of scrapes, they learned how to ride a bike, they know how to swim, they have the basics to life, and now they're just honing in the basics to life. I'm not around irregular people. It sounds very condescending, but I'm in New York City. I see irregular people all the time. I interact with irregular people. We're mostly irregular in general in New York City. We're not normal people. We're weird. We like to be on top of each other. We like loud noises and big things. We like to make sure that we can't see the sky. It's how it is. When I deal with these people that will come into my DMs when I went viral on a podcast and they start saying all these weird things, I go, I would never do that. I would never go to someone's DMs that I don't know, a guy, and just start saying weird stuff about making fun of me. I look at that person, I go like, where's your mind? Where you're like, this was a good idea. I had to find him, I had to click on him, I had to message him, I had to think of what to say, I knew what to say, I typed it in and I pressed send. Yeah, I won. Those are on X, Reddit, TikTok. They're not on LinkedIn, they're not on YouTube, maybe they are, but they're over there. They're not on Rumble. Or it's Instagram and YouTube. Those are the only two places. I can't relate to the other people who write all these crazy stuff and they live double standards. They live lives that are incongruent with their mindset or their actions. They type online something, then what they're living. It's incongruent. I can't be around incongruency, which a woman can sniff out, and that's why those guys are all unhappy online, just making, oh yeah, totally different. The world is totally different. Okay, you got to adjust. Okay? Travel agents had to adjust. Mortgage brokers had to adjust. Real estate brokers had to adjust. Any broker had to adjust. Airlines have to adjust. Everything's online. You have to adjust. Cops had to adjust. Teachers had to adjust. Students have to adjust. It's like, what do you want to do? You can't stop progress. It's weird to me. That's why I'm like, I cannot be in conversation with those people. Send them to bring your air scale. Sea bags full of water. Sea bags full of water. Yeah, anywhere you could be anonymous and leave comments, even on the other things, I just cannot relate to being on an anonymous account just to be an idiot. If I was a dictator and it's going to be a series on Instagram where I'm going to be like, if I was a dictator, everyone has to use their name, full name, with their real image, and they cannot have burner accounts. And you can only comment once a day and you can only reply once a day. Obviously, social media would not like that because they're built off of hate and division and Belgium and FIFA and Trump and the government and controversy. In a week, we're not even going to think about it. That's why I'm like, okay, baloney is now playing. Baloney did nothing yesterday. I even thought it, I brought it up with someone. I said, why even play the guy? If he's controversial and if you're so good, just don't even play the guy. Be like, okay, you know what? We're not going to play you. It's controversial. You don't think we can win without him? We don't play him. The coach just sat there for the last 20 minutes, though. It was very frustrating to see, knowing I've been in games like that, where it's an elimination, and you just sit around. It would be really hard. You come out of the prayer circle, the United States did, and I probably would not be able to talk to somebody. I would be a Tom Brady, and I would just blame everyone else. There were no runs. There were no inside passing. There was no chances. There was terrible acrobatics where you're going behind. It was probably a dozen times going behind the back. Let's get shots on net. That's essentially what a coach would say in hockey. Shots on net. Shots on net. How many shots on net do we have? Oh, we have 3? Well, that's probably not enough to score 2 goals. And then you got Freeze just coming out there, not defending the goal. That those 3 things that you're underneath, you have a top, you have a right, you have a left, you have to actually defend that. That area, that space in which you're in between, you got to defend that. So when a corner is coming in, do you go to the near post, or in literally middle school, you learn that a person stands there and someone's at the back post. And if someone's not at the back post, which obviously is not needed, maybe someone's at the front post and you go in the middle so you could punch the ball out. You don't go to the front post, have the ball sail over your head, and then it's an easy header. It was honestly embarrassing to watch. Embarrassing to watch. They shouldn't have even got that far. Well, obviously the teams they played weren't that good, and they would have been wiped out by Spain anyway. Lighthouse is failing. Wonderful. All right. We got to start clearing the chats. This is what happens every single day, is it just slows down. It just slows down. All right, so that was the review. That should have been your IP. Currently too busy. Just commit it. Just commit it. Yeah, we got to fix permanently the CLI. The CLI was humming for, yeah, just commit it. We'll commit it after the other guy. Just commit it. Yeah, I can't say what we did in hazing, but we'll just say that we probably would have been written up in the newspaper, what I went through. We'll just say it would have been a viral story nationally. And thank God there was no cell phones. That is a fact. Some of the things we did, It was very close to the last year before we got called down to the dean's office. We got in, yeah, I don't even want to talk about it, but people in the fraternity know, people in the rugby team know. You know, it was a very different time. Very different time. Even going out was a very different time. You know, like, let's get out of this. The girls that we hung out with, super cool. Super cool. Great girls. There we go. Finally, we're getting our usage up. Feel like you're not even working over here, Claude. All right, so that's the OBS. Got to look at that. The site. We got to do this. We got to add you. Add those there. Yeah, the girls that we hung out with, super cool girls. Super cool girls. Whoever they married, lucky guys. They were just fun to hang out with. Nothing was a big deal. They didn't complain. They were just great. Just great. Yes, thank you, Mark. I did get a haircut. The only one to recognize it. Only one to recognize it. Uh-oh. Man, that thing's got to be... This got to be tied up here. Otherwise, the boys are going to be spilling it out. That guy looks old, too. Looks like Matt Damon if Matt Damon was a man. Yeah, I would say very interesting. Bible Gateway. You know, let's see if they say who is. It was the Lord of the Flies. Is oh my gosh, Lord of the Flies. Yeah, Bozabel. What I wouldn't say much about this, but wow. Oh. It's the same one. Doesn't even have it. That's weird. And they only have one? They only have one? Let's see if this is correct. How old is the Bible? Well, you just got your answer right there. I don't know who did this, but BCE is... Yeah, that's not a good reference. They say BC and they don't discuss any anything the opposite of angels, then not today, Junior. Not today. Not going to that. That's deception. Still queued. All right, now we just got to commit this. Yeah, the things I've seen in New York City too. All right. Spaces is back. Spaces is back. All right, so we're gonna work on that as well. And we're gonna have, this is actually gonna be number one. Spaces and made it start now and ask it. Start now and ask it. Well, you got the Douay Reams. There's a start. No. Who is... let's get the name right. Is it Bosable? Yeah, let's get the name right. Bosball's not happy that I'm going to ask this. We'll see what this says. Well, at least they only did that. Merlin? The only Merlin I know I thought was in boats. What does this use? Okay, it uses the big boys. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see what it says. Is there a way to search in here? Nope. All right, that's good to know. You got 1,600 pace. The prophecies? Interesting. Interesting. Is that how it actually was mentioned in the original Vulgate? 1609? Oh, man. Was that the 7 Years' War? Protestants versus Catholics? Wow. This thing is fantastic. Let's go to Sonnet. All right, obviously, maybe later. What else is free? GLM 5.1. This is an excellent app. Excellent. This is something I would build. There you go. There you go. At least you got, this is coming in from, Wikipedia, by the way. Yeah. Let's go to mythology. In Greek and Roman mythology, what is the names of those? Whoop, lowercase. There you go. Complex history. Phoenician. Wow. Couldn't generate a response. Interesting. Why is that? Yeah, Father Mike Schmitz he's all right. The only ones, Father Dan Rehill, I think he grew up, literally went to the same church that I grew up in, based on the stories he talks about that happened to him when he was younger, and what happened at that church. Potentially the people I know. And they are no longer in the... They never talked about it, I have no idea, but we'll just say that the pulpit is lacking bridge, fire and brimstone, I should say. Holy cow, the health is still going. All right, so the OBS, wow, that looks like crap. Where is the preview? That looks like crap. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you even delivered this. Where's the preview? This is a terrible way of actually presenting the OBS. Clearly, if we have any area where we have templates, add a tabbed item at the top where the first tab is called Generate, and the second tab is Templates, and the templates are the ones that we've generated. Make sure the Generate has a live preview and is working, and will give me a live URL that I could put into OBS so I can have it as an overlay and test it out and see what it looks like in my OBS Live without even saving it. We'll just say I know Lord of the Flies. That specific entity. That's actually when I started to believe. Oh boy. Configure code for the test and OBF without saving URL. How should the unsaved overlay config encoded in the URL? Yes. Edit opens the generate tab. Edit opens the generate tab pre-filled. Yes. Keep generate tab always for new only. Yes. Actually, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. All right. You would love SSPX, the ones that literally got excommunicated. No, I would not like them. As much as I would disagree with the Holy See, I would not become a Martin Luther. That's for sure. That's one way to not even make purgatory. I don't even know how they are okay with rejecting and getting excommunicated. That's a serious. That's serious. That is serious. Daily Todd is now live for every member. All right, well, Daily Todd is now available for every member. Go into your personal area, go to Daily Todd, test it out. Are they using their own API key, OpenRouter API key, or my OpenRouter API key? Tell me in 4 words or less. Oh, wow. You just got introduced to Sleep. So if you have an Oura Ring, you have Streaks, you already had. Calendar, which you can now plug around on. And anything you put into the bugs area. Put into the bugs area. Claude, I think I want to... The admin area is boring, and that's not... There's no use for people there. But... Oh, that's interesting. When I overlay it... yeah, there's people that I was listening to, their own API key. Is this in their settings area? Let's go like this. I'm not gonna click on OpenRouter because that might have, let's go settings. And then, connections. Okay, your OpenRouter. And settings. Let's see. Personal settings, and then this is community settings. All right, community settings needs to be joined under the personal settings, and under the personal settings tabs, and have the upper left, let's go like this, upper left settings. Upper left screenshot settings, go to this, then remove settings from left menu of personal settings, left menu option. All right, that's good. Well, they are traditional Christians, but I would say salvation is number one. Which is essentially what is this, which I've been sitting on for a while. But essentially, there's a hierarchy. I'm going to put this through the Claude Design, because that was, when was that created? Probably last year at, December 3rd. I thought it was before then. All right, December 3rd. There's a way to live. And that's when I noticed that anything that says there's more, whether it's consumer, it's food, it's drama, it's sports, it's gambling, it's alcohol, it's going out, it's Fresh and Fit, it's the Red Pill, it's Andrew Tate, it is Doomers, it's Black Pill, it's any of those people, even a bunch of these characters that are in Christianity that are just espousing these nonsensical views when they're not even living up to their own best version of themselves. It's like, dude, you have a dad bod. You talk like you've never lifted anything in your life that would put you in physical harm. You've never done like a wheelie. You've never e-braked your car. Like, we had the Crusades, okay? You would be the guy in the basement to make sure you wouldn't be going to the Crusades. That's the problem with a lot of these guys. You know, they're great apologetics, fantastic. Keep going, convert the Protestants, convert the Muslims, convert the atheists, convert the fallen away, convert the Hindus and, the yogis and all these other characters. But go further. Go further. I won't name names, but there's a lot of shaman people out there. Oh, well, that's just, You wonder how just being around the women in New York City, they would eat these guys for lunch. I don't know, the women in New York City, they're just you can say whatever you want, they're very smart. You gotta be sharp, quick-witted, confident, know what you're talking about, and then you see these guys, and maybe because where they live, that's how the women are in their marriages, and all the other guys, they're all like, well, this is just not how it is, this just, just ball and chain, I'm gonna make my YouTube video. It's like, I am not, I don't know, I just cannot. It's like, nice, you can interview me, but, I don't know. Like, I got DMs, they're like, dude, you're the guy that does faith because it's so different. It's like, no, I'm not, actually. I don't want to sit here and just like make faith videos when I'm 58 years old. Well, everybody, this is what it said in the, the first epistle of, it's like, leave that to those people that go on X, that go on Reddit, that go on YouTube, and can deal with those people. Well, actually, this one ecumenical council, Calendar Sleep, are now open to all members. All right, good. Make sure that all members can actually use all of the personal menu options that are open to them. Very important. They have a red dot next to them that are open to them. This is very important that you do a full walkthrough, that they are able to connect their Ring for Sleep. They can have their own personal calendar. They can have their own to-do list, their own checklists, that everything is gate kept and private to each member. They have their own database for each of the menu options on the personal area. Dude, this is such a great update by Handy. Wow. I was waiting 5 seconds for that on Mac Whisperer. Mac Whisperer, you're done. You're done. I've heard of Opus Dei. Paradisus Dei? I don't know what that means. What does that mean in Latin? Paradisus. Sus Day. Houston. Well, Houston's got a lot more. Well, they also have a lot of Spanish down there, but they got a lot of mega churches that they should probably be standing outside of. There you go. Paradise of God. No, I haven't. You know, like I literally am going to judge, and it's going to sound bad, like who the guy giving the video is. You know, like even my dad at 85 looked like, you know, my dad is still mowing the lawn, cutting the branches, raking the leaves, mowing or shoveling the snow. You know, his hands were thick as gloves. It's like he had a baseball mitt on. You know, he looks like a nice fella. But the reason I say this is women respect a man who respects himself. And nothing against, this guy seems very nice. This has nothing to do with this guy. But a lot of these guys, that's a funny question to throw in there. Oh my gosh. Opus Dei. There you go. Yeah, well, unfortunately they were taken over. Templars, Jesuits, they all eventually succumbed. All right, so there should be an area right here that brings in their streaks. But, all right, I gotta head out. It has been over an hour. They're not gonna be happy because I just got back into the office today that I'm using this room for this long. They're probably gonna send out a, actually, I'm very curious what they called it. I'll be back. I don't know about tomorrow because I have to film a video. I have a showing, then I have to meet a photographer, then a videographer. Probably Thursday, I'm gonna be building out the personal area, the admin area. I'm gonna be thinking of the apps, and I'm thinking of how to bring everything together. The Spaces is gonna be brought out as well. That's gonna be the book reviews. That's gonna be the iCharles lifestyle. The lifestyle is gonna be added to the iCharles website. And that's essentially what's gonna be the building block of the entire personal area. So you come here for the personal area, you stay for the community, and then you stay for the apps, which you can use. Yeah, because you have 4 areas. You gotta get your money right, you gotta get your habits right, you gotta get your workouts right, and you got to make sure that you're connecting with like-minded people, which is the community. But on top of that, what is your life purpose? So goals will be in there. And then here's my goal. What are the streaks that has to go with that goal? That's very important. So I'll be back tomorrow. Fantastic day.